Get ready for action because Jamey-Lyn Horth is scratching her head after her UFC Fight Night 273 loss in Winnipeg. Horth says she was completely confident they would win that fight, and we dive into why her team's perception might have been totally warped and what this means for her future.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, Arman Tsarukyan drops some serious heat, responding directly to Ilia Topuria's scathing remarks about his abilities. Tsarukyan calls Topuria jealous and lays down some tough words about when and how the lightweight champ will move up in the division. We move to UFC Perth, where the action was absolutely explosive. We break down the massive clash between Carlos Prates and Jack Della Madonna, Quillan Salkild's first-round knockout over Beneil Darius, and the incredible run of form for Louis Sutherland. Finally, we look at the future after UFC Perth. We analyze who should face Carlos Prates next, Quillan Salkild's path toward Renato Moicano, Steve Erceg's climb toward the top 10, and Brando Perisic's next target, including a look at Louis Sutherland's next challenge. Don't miss any of this breaking MMA news. Subscribe now for more. Jamey-Lyn Horth expressed surprise and confusion following her unanimous decision loss to J.J. Aldrich at UFC Fight Night 273 in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Horth, who holds a 9-3 MMA and 4-3 UFC record, stated she was completely confident her team had won the bout, noting that Aldrich did not appear happy when the fight concluded. Horth reviewed the fight and discussed the perceived narrative versus the actual in-cage action, pointing to 44 seconds of cage control, where she maintained the center and landed significant strikes, contrasting this with unsuccessful takedown attempts. The official decision, a unanimous decision victory for Aldrich with scores of 29-28 across the judges, drew significant backlash from viewers and media, with 92% of fans and 9 out of 10 media members favoring Aldrich. Horth questioned the consistency of the judging process, particularly given that only one judge agreed on round 3, and noted that the judging panel included a judge with extensive experience and 2 judges with limited recent UFC scoring experience. She speculated that the lack of frequent combat sports events in Manitoba may have contributed to the outcome, questioning the immersion and criteria consistency of the local commission. Iridium Sports Agency is currently evaluating options for a potential appeal, though Horth remains optimistic about her future. She expressed trust in her agents and the UFC team to navigate the situation, hoping the promotion views the loss as a setback rather than a definitive end to her career trajectory. Horth acknowledged the impact on her potential earnings, but remains focused on securing her next fight opportunity. Arman Tsarukyan has directly responded to recent scathing remarks made by lightweight champion Ilia Topuria, labeling Topuria's comments as jealousy. Speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, Tsarukyan addressed Topuria's assertion that he looks like a kid during live streams and the blunt insult of being dumb as F***CK. Tsarukyan suggested that Topuria's behavior stemmed from envy, claiming the champion would avoid a fight if the UFC offered one because he wanted to assert his superiority. Tsarukyan questioned Topuria's lack of specific reasoning behind his insults, stating, "If you say something, you got to answer why, right?" He concluded that Topuria's silence indicated a lack of understanding, implying Topuria was the one who didn't know why he felt that way. Beyond the personal exchange, Tsarukyan also offered commentary on Topuria's career trajectory, specifically criticizing his desire to immediately move up to welterweight following his scheduled title unification bout against Justin Gaethje at UFC Freedom 250. While acknowledging the ambition to pursue a third title against Islam Makhachev, Tsarukyan expressed confidence that the matchup would likely return the fight to the lightweight division. He predicted a sequence where Topuria would move up, face Makhachev, come down, and then face Tsarukyan, potentially leading to a title release. Despite having not fought in the UFC since submitting Dan Hooker in November, Tsarukyan has maintained his conditioning through frequent wrestling and grappling events. He affirmed his readiness to challenge Topuria, stating, "We'll see when the fight happens. We'll see how I'm not gonna take him down. I can take down anybody." Tsarukyan issued a direct challenge, telling Topuria to accept the fight and not move up, asserting that he is not untouchable and intends to bring Topuria back down to earth. UFC Perth concluded with a high-octane main card featuring top Australian talent in front of an enthusiastic crowd of over 13,000 spectators at the RAC Arena. The event highlighted several significant results and notable post-event statistics. The main event saw a compelling knockout victory as Quillan Salkilld secured a massive knockout triumph over lightweight contender Beneil Darius, overcoming an early knockdown. In the welterweight division, a pivotal moment occurred as former champion Jack Della Maddalena suffered a defeat to divisional wrecking ball Carlos Prates. Prates claimed his second victory over a former champion, accumulating 3 knockdowns against Della Maddalena, which ties him for the promotion's record for most knockdowns in the welterweight division, with Thiago Alves. Other key performances included Louis Sutherland, who ended a previous 2-fight losing streak with a decision win over Tuivasa, earning his first victory inside the octagon after dropping both his debut and sophomore matches by first-round knockout. Meanwhile, Brando Pericic continued his dominant run, securing his 5th consecutive win and earning his first fight of the night bonus. Shamil Gaziev was the only ranked heavyweight on the card, though he followed a consecutive loss. Marwan Rahiki maintained his undefeated 9-0 record, extending his finishing rate with a knockout win over Ali Schmid. In the undercard, Steve Erceg registered a 2-fight win streak, while Tim Elliott marked his first bout in Australia in his combat sports career, though he was the oldest competitor at the event. Salkild's victory over Darius also showcased his impressive finishing ability, marking his 3rd successive first-round finish win. Beneil Darius's loss to Salkilld was his first setback to a non-ranked name in 5 years. The event served as a significant homecoming for Della Maddalena, marking his first bout in his native country in over 3 years. UFC Perth concluded yesterday, Saturday, May 2, 2026, at the RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia, featuring several high-stakes matchups. In the main event, Carlos Prates secured a decisive victory over Jack Della Maddalena, stopping him via technical knockout in the 3rd round. Prates marked his 7th knockout win in the octagon, continuing a 3-match winning streak, positioning him strongly for a potential title shot. Looking ahead, Prates is reportedly in discussions to challenge Islam Makhachev, the division king, against Ian Machado Gary in the coming months. In the co-main event, Quillan Salkilld delivered an impressive performance, defeating Beneil Darius with a first-round TKO. Salkilld is rapidly ascending in the division, and a matchup against Renato Moicano, currently ranked number 9 and recently snapping a losing streak, is anticipated. Steve Erceg also advanced, winning his 2nd consecutive fight by defeating Tim Elliott via unanimous decision, potentially moving him closer to the top 10 rankings. Erceg could next face the winner of the bout between Alex Perez, number 10, and Sue Maderji later this month, as Maderji's victory would secure the number 10 spot. Brando Pericic continued his strong run, claiming his 5th straight victory and his 3rd knockout win inside the octagon by stopping Shamil Gaziev in the 2nd round. With the heavyweight division seeking new contenders, Pericic is projected to reach the top 15 next week, with a potential fight against Rizvan Kuniev, currently ranked number 8, being a logical next step. Finally, Louis Sutherland managed to bounce back after a short-notice bout, securing a win against Tai Tuivasa, which marked his first victory under the UFC banner. Sutherland is being positioned for a potential clash with Quillan Salkilld, who recently made a successful UFC debut with a knockout victory over Tanner Boser.